All right, well, his success has truly been one of the feel-good stories in mixed martial arts over the last several years. Charles Oliveira kind of left for dead by people in 2018, then went on to become the best lightweight in the world and still believes he can be that yet again if he can get a win tonight.
He's got to win tonight. He's got to get going in the right direction. You lose your championship in the way that he did, you question whether or not Oliveira has the mental makeup to get back going in the right direction. How can you question it, though, when we have seen what he has done prior? This guy is a tremendous striker, unbelievable jiu-jitsu. If you're on the ground with him, you're constantly in danger. He can submit you from any single position. Charles Oliveira is special, man, and it's always fun to be able to call one of his fights. And I'm not sure minute for minute there is a more exciting fighter in mixed martial arts today than Charles Oliveira, and thankfully the MMA masses get to watch him compete yet again here tonight. All right, here's the Armenian Arman Tsarukyan, a lightweight that many believe will one day be wearing UFC gold around his waist. The winning streak is in tow, and the strength of schedule has just been fantastic, really dating to the Islam Makhachev fight back in 2019. At times, perhaps Tsarukyan has been a victim of expectation, but largely he has lived up to what was some appreciable hype when he signed with the UFC back in 2019. He has inched his way towards contention. He's a guy that some have called the boogeyman of lightweight division, a guy that a lot of people don't want to fight. Eventually, you gotta fight him. We'll see if he can rise to the occasion here tonight. All right, with that, both fighters have now graced the octagon. They will lock the door behind them, ready to go with a crazy fight here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Our tale of the tape now for this lightweight championship fight.
All right, now for the introductions, we go to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Charles "The Bronx" Oliveira. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending UFC Lightweight Champion of the world, Arman Tsarukyan.
Referee Herb Dean will handle the action in the octagon.
Do it.
All right, so Charles Oliveira ready to get back to it right now. He has evolved his game into the most dangerous lightweight in the world, maybe the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now here in modern-day mixed martial arts. All right, early action here, and no surprise to see an early takedown attempt. Takedown defense holds up so far.
Well, in training camp, he had to have known that this would be the approach, so they have spent a ton of time defending takedowns to ensure that they're fighting in their most comfortable position.
Circling towards the left now. Nice crack there. Oliveira doing the right things defensively.
Wow.
All right, hip toss, and he is able to take him down. Beautiful execution there.
Great job knowing exactly what he wanted. Moving the position left and stepping in with that right leg to load his opponent and pushing him through. Great move. We love the big moves. They're very exciting.
Oh, he cleared it and he got out.
He cleared the leg, got to his back, and now he's out of that Darce choke. There it is. Now he's going to mount.
Nice positional control here. Moving his head on the ground here, avoiding a lot of these big shots. Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Oh, lands with the ground and pound strike. Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through.
He's got to start throwing now.
All right, he's got the full mount now. Is this one of the most dominant positions in MMA? Is that fair to say?
It's a very dominant position. It's one of the most ideal positions you can get to. Especially, got to be careful here. And now he's in side control. Great submission defense.
All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round. Tsarukyan getting worked here from the top. You don't want to take too many more of these ground and pound strikes. All right, so that opened up a cut around his eye area.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut has opened up.
Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Oliveira. Horn sounds for the end of round one. All right, there's the horn indicating the end of the round. So potentially a big factor here, ladies and gentlemen. The cut on the cheek sustained in that round. Certainly better to be below than above the eye, but the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. All right, so the takedown's the big storyline in that previous round. Let's look back at some of the highlights, DC, and got to be pretty discouraging to get grounded that many times in one round.
Oh, it's so discouraging because all you want to do is let your offense go, but every time you're getting dragged to the floor constantly, you're starting to get fatigued. He's starting to wear on you. Let's see what type of effect it takes on his offensive approach as the next round starts.
Ready.
All right, let's get to round two.
Nice straight punch.
Oh, big knee.
Look at the turnover in that kick.
Well, he misses with the left punch there. Stuffs the takedown there. Oh, hip toss to get him down. All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
Oh, and transitions right into side control.
Look at that. Recognize he was about to lose position.
Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
Good work from the top here by Tsarukyan. Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. All right, just as we saw a few seconds ago, he finds the home for another ground and pound strike.
Beautiful punch lands there from inside the guard.
Full guard now, DC.
For the top fighter, you got to be very careful because most submissions come from the full guard. So advance to half. Try to build posture. But if you're the bottom person, the moment your opponent tries to move to the next position, build a shield. Kick off the hips and get back to your feet.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start. Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Tsarukyan. This is some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in this way. So much wrestling, so much grappling, expending all this energy, trying to hold the guy down. I mean, no takedown is not fought. No reversal is not fought. Everything they're doing is fought to the very last minute before it gets given up.
Another strike hits that eye area, and it is getting messier by the minute up there.
Well, he's getting targeted now. He's been hitting that spot so many times that his opponent sees the cut, and the cut is advancing.
Final seconds here of round 2. All right, round 3 coming up next.
Stop.
All right, take a seat, bud. Breathe, deep breath in for me. All right, listen. I need you to go out there, and I want you to do more of that. Let's set up those takedowns.
Well, that was a damaging 5 minutes. We'll see how he can recover over this 60 seconds. We'll show you some replays now from that previous round.
He was on the receiving end of some big blows, and he wasn't moving his head well. His head was on the center line. He was a stationary target, and his opponent opened up a nasty cut on him. He has got to move his head to limit the damage that he's taking.
You ready to fight? Ready?
All right, here we go with this 3rd round of this championship fight. Double jab there by Tsarukyan.
Ooh, head kick lands, was hurt.
Oh, he lands a hook. Left hook to the head. Both guys appeared to land there.
Oh, nice. Nice takedown.
Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Tsarukyan. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
Oh, well placed with the hammer fist there by Oliveira. Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Oh, nicely done there as he escapes back to his feet. Oh, he's really starting to apply pressure on his opponent here. Different approach here in the last couple rounds, and it's the exact sense of urgency that you want to see from a fighter. Take the judges out of it.
Nice kick.
His opponent's compromised, DC.
It's one thing to land a hard shot. It's another thing completely to land a perfect shot. That was a perfect shot.
Oliveira's in half guard.
Oh, nice headlock.
Oh, tense moment here. That arm triangle's tight.
Sliding back out.
Tsarukyan's pass is denied. Well, sometimes our stat guys are stingy with the submission attempt numbers. There have been a lot of them here. Submission defense has held up every step of the way.
Yeah, he's a great grappler, and he's really, really good defensively because he is so aware of all situations when he's on the ground. He has done an amazing job staying out of those submissions.
Tsarukyan's in half guard. Print the shirts, ground and pound. All right, that's 3 rounds in the books. We are headed to the championship rounds.
All right, senta aí, relaxa. Olha, tá muito perto essa luta. It's way too close, okay? So I need you to outwork this guy in everything. On the takedown.
All right, so there's the horn. That means it's the end of the round, and a lot of good offensive wrestling work from him over those previous 5 minutes.
I mean, great offensive wrestling. Every time he changed levels and got to his opponent's legs, he was able to secure the takedown. Let's see what type of fatigue his opponent will carry into the next round.
All right, so there's the horn. That means it's the end of the round, and get that man a singlet, man, right? Offensive wrestling on point tonight.
That was a tutorial. That was every single takedown you
Good.
could secure in the fight. He did it all the right way. He's beating his opponent to the finish before he can try to sprawl and respond. He's a step behind. If he's going to stop these takedowns going forward, he needs to react a little quicker.
All right, so here we go. Fourth round is underway. What is the fighter's mentality when you enter those seminal championship rounds?
You understand that you are getting close now. The night is almost over. The goal is within reach now. 15 minutes down, 10 to go. You tell yourself you can do anything to get there.
Takedown defense holds up. Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. Take on the overhand, now he's hurt.
That's one of those shots that if you take one of them, if you in the night, that will land it right on the spot. Oh, stuck in the guillotine. That guillotine is very tight.
Oh, he got out. How good is that?
This guy is so aware. He never leaves anything long to allow for himself to get subbed.
All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. All right, he's hanging out inside the closed guard of his opponent here, DC. You got to be careful. Trying to guard pass here. Not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transitions.
Can't get it. Good awareness by the defensive fighter. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Tsarukyan. Oh, another strike lands from the top. All right, the referee not seeing enough action there. We go back to the center of the octagon now. Under 2 minutes to go in the round. Just digs into the body.
Dug and shot with every part of himself, and now he's got his opponent hurt. Big right hand. Holy smokes!
Yeah, that was just a gorgeous shot to end the fight right there. I'm not even sure the opponent really saw it coming. So back to the drawing board for him. But for the winner, this is certainly exactly what he was looking for here tonight. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 32 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Arman Tsarukyan!
All right, so there he is, the still undisputed UFC lightweight champion. And when you're taking on lightweight #1 contender types and knocking them out like this,